Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Hello, good morning. It is the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yeah. Out to another weekend. Okay. Anybody gonna be going out anywhere this weekend? Getting crazy?
Nope.
Don't know. We shall see where the world takes us.
Okay. Just never know, huh?
I think you should never live in absolutes, my friends.
Okay. I'll have to see what happens here. I'd really like to go out and do some paddleboarding again. I'll see if that was a one-time thing or if that's going to be a weekly occurrence like I kind of was led to believe it would be.
Magnolia's been hitting me up for a jet ski membership. You
How
know,
does that
they have
work?
like those boat clubs where you can join and pay like
yeah.
a couple $100 a month, and you can jet ski as much as you want.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I love me some jet skis. I never do them, but when I do, I have the best time. When we went out to the Keys and I was on them jet skis, I'm not trying to rhyme, but
Please.
If you please.
oh, then I had some cheese. It was great. No, I had a lot of fun. It's great fun.
She loves it. And I think, you know, part of it too is it would symbolize freedom.
Yeah, absolutely.
And her age, she's just dying for a little freedom, especially under Virginia law.
Oh, that's a tough place to be.
That's just it. I just want the ability. I know I can go out during Virginia law, and
Well-
I'm not gonna get so much bullshit.
You can go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything crazy.
Okay. But you might do something, huh?
I
Put on
mean-
that squirrel costume and see where the world might take you?
Trying to find me a little nut.
Yeah.
Pet a squirrel, and I don't mean the costume.
No, we're not. Someone already said that means birds getting laid. No, I'm not. Just because I'm able to go out doesn't mean I'm gonna. All right, let's go fuck. I'm not. It's not like that.
Will you tell us when it is time?
No.
Nothing.
It's disappointing.
You'll get nothing.
Why?
You'll know.
It's fascinating.
It's really
Come on.
not. No.
That would be some content.
Nobody listening gives a shit if I get laid or not.
Oh, whatever. You are out of your mind.
Well, this looks like it could be a fun experiment, maybe in time for our virtual happy hour tomorrow at 5 o'clock on Facebook. We're going to be doing. David said, I heard either Kevin or Virginia saying that their hard seltzers were kind of weak. I think what we're talking about is the new ones that Anheuser-Busch are putting out, and they're going to be less alcohol. They're only going to be like 3%. And yeah, my comment with that was, well, you know, I'll drink a White Claw now. I'll just sit down like it might be Wednesday night. I'll have a White Claw. And you can maybe feel just a twinge of it, just a little bit, just enough to maybe knock a little bit of the edge off. But that's 5% alcohol.
Right.
If you had 3, like at that point, why? Why would you even do that? Just drink a regular seltzer that has basically no calories in it, whatever. I don't get the point of it. To me, it just seems pointless.
I like what you talk about. Just right, just to knock off a little bit of that edge.
Just a
It
little.
is a nice feeling to get that edge knocked off.
A little bit of the edge. Just shave off the corners a bit. That's all we're here for. Well, here you go. Four Loko. He's got their seltzer at 12%, 24-ounce badass. I think you should get some and have Bird drink them. He said, I bet he can't finish 2 before the end of the After the Show podcast.
If I drink 2 of them, yeah, you're right. I'm trying to get laid at that point. I'll be like, oh.
Where's them squirrels?
Where are them squirrels?
Yeah.
I mean, 12% and you're all jacked up. Oh, there's no way you're not sexting.
Oh, you're totally sexting some squirrel
All
that
right.
you should not be sexting.
Take it easy.
Yeah, it might be a real squirrel. I don't even know on Four Loko.
I know. That's what I mean. I think he
The
just...
beverage for bestiality. Four Loko.
When Bigfoot had that thing up in Orlando, like the bachelorette kind of party with him and the bachelor party, he
Yeah.
did the whole thing. Virginia came up, and her and Panda came up late. And she comes into the party all like wired and drunk. I'm like, Virginia, you okay? Yeah, I've been drinking 4 Loko. I'm like, oh, do you want some? She's like, shoved it in my face.
Wow.
I'm like, Virginia, yeah, I'll take some.
I was doing it like, bah, this is gonna be funny. It's kind of a joke, but kind of not, but kind of like, yeah, I want to get there. I had a sour apple, and they only come in 16-ounce tall boys. At least they had them at my gas station, only in 16-ounce tall boys, and. Whew, yeah, it's definitely a potent beverage.
Yeah, I've heard the reputation of 4 Locos. I don't think
the sour
I'm gonna go
apple
there.
was delicious. I
Somehow
gotta
you turn
say.
into a gremlin before midnight. I don't know how that happened.
It's an interesting idea from Stacy. She said, I was catching up on Friday's ATS. I heard Kevin talking about the new hard seltzers coming out, and he said at that point, you might as well just give up and drink a regular seltzer water. I was thinking Jaybird should do a challenge. Every half hour, give him 2 glasses. One has a regular seltzer and one has a hard seltzer. Only Denny's knows which is which. He has to choose one and drink it. He won't know until the end. He could have had 8 White Claws or none. Then Denny's can tell us at the end how many he actually drank.
I know. Are you talking regular seltzer? I know what that tastes like. That tastes like some horse shit.
Well, you could get like some regular soda water that's, let's say, sour apple flavored, and then have the spiked one that's sour apple flavored, and then
Oh yeah.
ride that pony.
I would know. Do I say that I know I'm drinking it, or do I just ride
You'd
it?
feel it pretty quickly. Now, we've done something similar to this before. We did it with beer and non-alcoholic beer. And what we were doing, I remember I got the idea after way back in our early days. We went bowling with our interns, and our one intern, Matt, played a little prank on him, and I only gave him non-alcoholic beer all night. And by the end of the night, he was falling all over himself and hanging on chicks and taking photos and just acting like a drunken mess.
But he'd been drinking O'Doul.
That kind of hurts my heart a little bit. To see
I
someone.
thought it was going to be funny, but at the end, the photos were kind of funny. But it
Yeah,
was kind of
I'm
sad.
embarrassed for
You ever
him.
have an idea where you're like, well, it's great in concept, ha ha ha. And at the end of it, you're like, you didn't want to tell him. You're
Yeah,
like,
kind of like telling Virginia that she does a licky thing on the microphone.
yeah. Oh boy, that's all she's talking about. She's like, I do that a lot. I just noticed.
That'd be like a fun bit that might lead to other conversation.
Yeah.
It got real.
Yeah, it was a fun prank for a while. So we kind of like mimicked it as a bit where only one person got the alcohol, and I think everybody else got nervous. Well, it was maybe flipped. And so we just wanted to see, would you be like going, I don't know, the power of suggestion. I think I'm hammered. And would you start acting hammered? The people who were given the real alcohol, how would they act? And it was funny. I think by the end we kind of knew. And the one person was like, yeah, I think I got the non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
And
we've
the
done
other
that
2
bit a
people-
bunch of times.
Yeah,
it's
we
a
have.
fun bit.
Yeah, we have. So, I mean, you could, basically just do the same thing with seltzers and you probably get the same results.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah, we give it a shot to see, and then you say why you do or do not think that you got the spike seltzer.
I'll know. Because you know why? A little bit of that edge.
Well, I think you'll know.
edge will come on.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, I can just feel like with a White Claw, swear, like on the second one, I just want to go up and it does things to you. There's something about that alcohol. It's like got an evil alcohol that's in it. Like I can have 2 Coronas or 2 beers about the same alcohol and I feel fine. But if I have 2 White Claws, I want to go up and punch a baby in the face. I don't know what it is. It makes you think evil thoughts.
It gives your personality a little bit of a bite.
Oh my gosh.
There goes your invite to the baby shower.
It's just, it gives you evil thoughts. I don't know what's going on with that stuff. It brings out the horns, man. It's crazy. So yeah, we could maybe try that out tomorrow. We'll see. It's a fun little deal. But yeah, I think you just wind up with half the show completely plowed, and then one person be like, "Yep, I just got seltzer."
Yeah, let's do it then.
Yeah, well, I'll think about how maybe we can do a little spin on that, so we're not doing the exact same bit just with seltzer. We got an anonymous emailer here just to get our perspective on handling the coronavirus social distancing etiquette. They live in a high-rise in downtown Chicago, and we've had a positive case in my building, so obviously that's a lot of the chatter.
Ooh, yeah, it's scary stuff when you think about, like, oh my gosh, it's right next to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and, any of those city things, luckily for me, I have a house that's spaced out. But, yeah, I mean, if I lived, for instance, like, our downtown Chicago would be Brickell. If you had a place in one of those 100-story towers, like I'm sure Jaber would love to live in, and you're there, and you're like, and Miami-Dade is, crushing it for the cases and deaths for the state of Florida, and you're living in that, yeah, I think you'd probably be on higher guard about getting it. So we wear masks in the building, and we understand not to share an elevator car. So I'm kind of in the lobby. There's these two other guys. We're kind of distancing. It's my turn. I get in the elevator car. Then the guy behind me tries to follow me in. And I asked nicely, I said, hey, do you mind catching the next one? And he seemed completely surprised. And a guy standing behind him was kind of like scoffing. Like, so I get off the elevator, and then ding, the next elevator goes off, and it's the guy I wouldn't let on mine that seemed perturbed. And then he uses his key fob to go into the door right next to mine. He was my next door neighbor and didn't even realize. Now there's some bad blood. She said, but I'm sorry, but my job right now isn't to worry about your feelings. It's to worry about mine and my family's health. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that ultimately it really should be each person's responsibility to protect themselves. That's how I believe with this whole coronavirus.
But there are, there's cowboys.
Yeah.
There are cowboys, and it sucks that there are cowboys and the cautious living as neighbors in a high rise.
Yeah.
Because there are people that, I'm hearing stories now. People are sending me. I know a girl, okay, her daughter has been in and out of the hospital since she was born. The little girl's only 3. So she got the little girl a mask, and they live up on the Treasure Coast. And mommy wears a mask. Little girl wore a mask. They were out at a gas station. They weren't even going inside. They were just pumping gas. And the little girl had the mask on. And this lady came up to her at the pump and goes, why do you have a mask on your child? Take that mask off your kid and just let your kid be exposed to stuff. This is ridiculous. The virus is not going to be that bad even if you get it. Like, she started yelling at her at the gas pump. And my friend just kind of shrugged it off and didn't really entertain her. But thank God she has that kind of a personality. Like, I would have bowed up to this lady and probably sprayed her with gas. Like, it would have been a full-on confrontation.
But here's the thing, though. I just think you're always going to have extreme people with extreme views. And then majority of the people get the whole thing. Hey, you want to wear a mask? Wear a mask. You don't want to wear a mask? Don't wear a mask. I think majority of the people are cool with each other. I think you hear about the extremes because they are the extremes. They're more sexy. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like more people have common goals with each other than don't.
Yeah.
But I also live in La La Land sometimes. What the shit do I know?
I just don't get it. I get that the Cowboys just want to get back to regular like nothing ever happened, but the balls it takes to walk up to somebody's 3-year-old child and start berating the mother. You don't know their backstory.
No, everybody should just mind their own business. It's free will. You're you're given the right to handle this the way that you want to handle this. And you preaching or saying that you are the problem and why this thing is going to spread, that's not going to influence anybody at all. It's only going to make them want to fight you. And it is unfortunate, but hey, you know what? That's just the whole thing. All humans are given free will, and especially in a country where you are given the freedom to make your own decisions. That's the good and bad of living in America. You're just allowed to do those things. And so you have to say, hey, there are a lot of people out there that don't feel about this the way I do, so I need to make sure that I really take extra precaution to not go out in the world like that. That's just the way it is. You're not going to change people.
No, especially after a certain age, people are never going to change.
Yeah. So everybody's handling this differently, and it's upon you that if you don't feel comfortable going out and you feel like that's the right thing to do, then you stay your ass at home, keep your mask on, and don't go out. That's really it. Got Lewis here looking for a little advice. Sounds like one of those things where there's this girl he likes, known her since 2011, been close friends since 2015. she comes and bitches about her boyfriend, how blah, 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 doesn't like him.
Gosh, it sounds like a 90s rom-com.
Yeah, and so he's just, wondering now, should he tell her how he feels?
Does she still have a boyfriend?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of trying to interrupt a relationship.
And they've started to become a little bit more distant. He's not talking to her as much as possible, and he's like, I feel like I maybe need to act before she just is out of my life forever to let her know how I feel. And she does things, that comes over and kind of the tease type things where, he was telling about what I think got him was they're at a party. She comes over. She rests her head against mine and said, I love you. And this was the last time I saw her in person around 6 months ago. And so that's in his head. And he's thinking, okay.
Look, I see both points of view here because if he's in love with her, people are going to say, you got to go for that. That's love. But also, if you're the boyfriend of that girl and you really love her and you guys have a good relationship, you don't want no one fucking milling around in your shit and trying to mess things up. So in the boyfriend's eyes, that guy's the villain.
It just, honestly, these kind of things, I know you think maybe I say something and it changes her mind and it's blah, blah, blah. I think as a younger dude, I think that you have these kind of things where there are some girls that unfortunately just kind of like lead you on a little bit.
Yeah.
They like to know that boys find them cute and attractive, and it's an ego thing.
Yeah.
But if she got you, she might not even want you anymore. I think she might be playing with you.
Well, think about it. If she left her boyfriend of that long just because you told her that, she might do it to you too.
Right. Yeah. She would dabble and treat you as a plaything, and it doesn't sound like, hey, she knows where you are.
That's where the flirting stuff gets confusing for guys and girls.
Yeah.
If you have someone that's always putting their head on your shoulder, oh, I love you so much, and you have a crush on that person, and they're rubbing your hair, but you're my friend, it gives mixed signals.
You're not a cat toy.
No.
So stop batting me around like one.
Well, do you do that with all your friends? Probably not.
Yeah, it's inappropriate. Mm-hmm. It's inappropriate for her to be that next level flirty with him. I think that's not cool. If you couldn't do it in front of your boyfriend, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That goes for words and actions.
That's true. So, and I think he's probably like sizing up his chances with this girl. And honestly, I don't think it's probably great. Unfortunately, I tell you that, Lewis. But
we don't trust this hooker.
There's a lot of ass out there, Lewis.
Yeah.
You know what? You're fixated on her because you do have feelings for her.
Yeah.
But just know, brother, there's plenty of fish out there.
It's going to be frustrating. It's going to break your heart. I know.
A broken heart's good.
Yeah.
People need to have a broken heart in life.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of broken heart.
Speak from experience, Lewis. Been there, had that exact same scenario.
Write a
Didn't
song
work out
and
well
move
for
on.
me.
Write a song and move on, Lewis. Exactly. I fucking love that advice. Therapeutic.
Jason from the Pizzle says, so in our office, about 6 of us in this location, we're getting a new employee. On Friday, we know the person. She's cool. We're all excited, but we play a lot of practical jokes on each other, and we're running out of ideas. We've booby-trapped stuff. We've hidden stuff. We're out of ideas. You guys look like practical jokers. Do you have any ideas? Anything on the table here? Our boss is really cool. So there you go. Off the top of my head.
Couple cobras in his car.
Cobras in the car. Yeah, we did that to Kevin.
Oh, yeah, put snakes in the car.
We didn't do cobras, but we did do snakes.
Yeah.
You don't know what's on deck.
Do you remember when we faked the suicide?
No.
Yes! When the guy came from this, he was hanging from the
We
ceiling.
hung the guy from the
I
ceiling.
do.
Yeah, and he was in one of our manager's office, and she walks in, and this guy's just hanging from a noose.
It was a dummy, and she got really scared, and I was hiding behind the door, and when she saw my face, she punched me right in the chest, and it hurt.
Was it a dummy or was it a real person with a harness?
That was a real person with a harness.
It was a real person with a harness.
Yeah, it was a real person with a harness.
Was it me?
Yeah.
I was the one
it was
hanging.
you. Yeah,
I was the
we
one
had you.
hanging.
We had a harness underneath you, and you had on work clothes, and we put a harness so it looked like you hung yourself in her office. And she walked in, and there you
That's
are.
why she punched me.
Yes. And then and then when she's like, oh my God, you go, hey. And she's like, ah.
It was during Halloween time,
Yeah,
I believe.
it was a little intense. Yeah, so we may not be the best people to ask about office pranks.
my God. Virginia had Kevin think he was getting executed with a gun in the parking lot, and she didn't even film it.
Yeah.
That was before cameras.
You could have done something.
It was for the love of the game.
They were taking photos in the Civil War, Virginia.
I know. There's pictures of Abe Lincoln.
It's before cameras. I'm not that old.
At least get a photo of him scared.
Before photos.
It was when we had flip phones. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I know. There's two doozies for you.
Yeah.
We may not be set right.
Yeah. No.
Why do you guys do pranks anymore? Because we don't know how to do them the right way.
We go too hard.
We go too far.
This is a fun photo here. Got to watch out. You know, I know you got that squirrel battle rap that's out there, and you got the squirrel suck shirts.
It's going to be coming out by this. Hopefully, we're working on it again today with the editing, so it should be out either tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. What's
Okay.
tomorrow? What's today?
Today's Thursday.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
When you don't have a calendar, every day is a surprise.
We might have done too much filming because we haven't been doing any filming. So let's get a lot of footage. I think we went too big for the squirrel video.
Well, watch out. Apparently, the squirrels, I know you talk about how they flex up on you, but apparently they've got a new weapon. According to this news report somebody sent us, you might want to check that. Squirrels now have flamethrowers.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, flamethrower squirrels have reached the U.S. If you thought the murder hornets were bad, look at these bastards.
Now, I know that's a joke, but could you imagine if squirrels honestly had miniature guns that they could run up and shoot you?
Yeah.
If animals could actually have weapons, we lose, I think.
The thought that I had, and I mean, I know they've done this in movies, but I kind of had it last night as I was thinking about, the bite that I had. I was like, okay, is that spider? Could have been fire ant, whatever. And I started thinking about a fire ant. Could you imagine one of two different things? Either you're shrunk down or a fire ant is your human size. Could you imagine if fire ants were the size of humans?
And that's a new way of living.
That's a new way of living. Imagine that report coming out of China.
Jeez.
That fire ants the size of humans are on a plane. They bought first class and they're flying to the U.S.
And they're like, there's a chance, they're only going to be here for 3 months a year, but it's just a new way of life you're going to have to live with.
I mean, could you imagine? I'm like going, how horrifying would that be if that were a reality?
Like
Terrible.
10 foot.
Yes. You'd be going down and you would see a pack of 10 human-sized fire ants. Imagine how horrible. Have you ever seen like those things under a microscope? And they have those big incisors that they do bite with.
They look like aliens when you put them up.
Terrifying.
Yeah, they are.
And they got a bad attitude. They
Some
would
of them
take
do.
you out. I mean, it would probably take about 3 humans to kill a human-sized fire ant.
Oh, my gosh.
Or all the animals learn how to do karate. You go out to take out your
Squirrel
trap.
karate?
You have 10 squirrels that
Yeah.
know how to jump on you and do fucking kicks and chops. I don't think we win.
No, probably not.
Imagine birds with mini machine guns.
Terrifying.
We can't beat that.
I have those damn mockingbirds that made that nest and they've been flying. When they fly, they make this pissed off noise.
Like a kamikaze. Like,
It's like they sound pissed when they
Yeah.
fly, and I think they are.
I think they are too.
They got bad attitudes.
I think they're just like, oh, humans, you fucks, and they get mad.
Well, we're just out on the street, and they're kind of like flying around. I mean, I was a good 20 feet from where their nest is in that tree. And the thing just kept kind of like flying around over us with that pissed off, like, meh.
I was at your house the one time where that one bird kept eyeballing Kevin's head, wanted that hair.
Yeah.
What was that thing called? Was the mockingbird?
It might have been a blue jay. We have blue jays there. We have the mockingbirds. We have the squirrels. That same thing.
There was one bird that kept on like harassing you.
Jaybird.
Damn, it's so good and accurate. Man, you're evil.
Kevin, will you please come over?
You are
I
evil.
want to build Connect 4 with you.
All right. Take it down a notch with your painful comments.
Yeah, there's a lot of troubling animals around there. So it's just life, just living on the edge. That's what it's all about. Let me see. Other interesting stuff that I got here. Saw that Bono from U2 had turned 60 on Sunday. And he celebrated the milestone by revealing 60 songs that saved my life.
Oh.
Stuff from David Bowie, Luciano Pavarotti, Kanye West, Billie Eilish.
Inspirational, like you can do it.
I do feel like music can save people's lives when they're down and out.
Yeah, and sometimes there's just that song that is popular, big at the moment when you're going through something and you're just like, you lock into it and you're like, okay, that just is inspired me or whatever it might be.
It's one of the coolest things when you hear a song, especially for the first time and you're listening to it and you like the way it sounds and then you're listening to the words and go, holy shit, man, I'm going through that. They know what I'm talking about. That's cool, man.
Yeah, it is. So I was just thinking, wow, it's like, okay, like songs that have saved your life.
Vienna, Billy Joel.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying like save my life. That's a bit,
yeah, but
they've dramatic.
I guess you could say maybe change your life and
my
go
life.
to songs that lift you up.
Going into 7th grade was a weird transition. We had just moved to Palm Beach Gardens. I didn't know anybody going to Hal Watkins Middle School, and the guys and girls there were. I could just see things were changed. People were smoking. People were drinking. I was not at that level. I was goody two-shoes, and I think I was still just a kid. Just wanted to play with my toys and play baseball. So middle school was kind of intense for me. Vienna, Billy Joel, just it kind of saved me. Just to kind of go through all that.
There are a lot of songs that, to me, I know when a song is great, that it's so good that it can rip me out of any kind of worries, concerns, sadness, whatever. And it for that time that song is on, I don't think about anything except for that song.
Donkey butt.
Yep.
I get it.
Yep. The good ones, Barbie Girl. The ones that really grab you. That's what it is for me. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. That'd be an interesting playlist to do. To me, it's just the ones that no matter your mood, you cannot be, well, if this song is on, you can't be in a bad mood.
But could it make you think deep? Because sometimes thinking deep, like thinking about life, isn't necessarily a bad, depressing thing. It just kind of makes you, like stop this train. That's a heavy song, but it's not necessarily depressing.
Yeah, I got a few like that. I got my nostalgia songs that I got. The ones that I get the Rush Time Stand Still. When I put that song on, I'm like, okay.
Make you think.
Well, I just, you know, what it is, I love that song for the reason that when it's on, I really try to stop what I'm doing and I listen to it because I so often, the way I am, I will finish the show today, I will go home, I will open up everything to work on tomorrow's show, and then the whole day is about that. And then I do tomorrow's show, and then it's about after Friday's show's over, and then it's about doing the happy hour we do, then it's about Monday's show. And I am very guilty often of I'm just so worried about checking off the boxes and getting through the next thing and making sure I'm responsible and doing what I have to do that I often don't realize how many awesome things are happening on a day-to-day basis. And so I try to take those moments, and it's like whenever I hear that song, it's like I create my own video in my head of that song with my own memories of like stuff going on, seeing my kids growing up, spending time with the wife, family, friends, you guys, all that kind of stuff. And that's what that song is all about. It's like, summer's ending fast, nights growing colder, good times, old young friends growing older, something like that. But it has that kind of like line to it that you're like, okay, yeah.
That's how I feel about Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks. Listening to those words, that's one of those ones like, damn, it's pretty fucking good.
It is, but it's a song that because of that song, and I try to play it at least once every couple months, it makes me stop and be like, hey, don't forget every moment, even though you're prepping or whatever, you're trying to get a show done, go in there, take time to throw a ball with your kid, do those kind of like little things, or your life is going to be devoid. You're not going to have any pictures to put in this video.
Don't miss those moments.
Yes, and I need that reminder, and that song does that. So if you want to talk about a song that has saved my life in a way, it's done that because it's added a lot more depth and color to my life just by having that song out there.
Deep shit, man.
It is some deep shit. That's why I love music, man.
You're a layered onion. I like it.
Yeah. Deep stuff. People are going, are you guys high?
No, it does sound like it kind of sounds like we've been high since about 8:30
Well, I'm talking
today.
about human-sized fire ants, and I just did all that. Yeah.
I believe I said birds with machine guns.
Yeah.
And I'm not totally opposed to doing this thing high.
Yeah.
Really?
Probably a good idea.
Hey, I'm not normally that flavor, but Corona, bruh.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. That's it.
I know a guy who can help you out.
All right, tomorrow we're going to be doing the virtual happy hour. 5 o'clock is when it goes down. So make sure you have your cocktails. You're all ready to go. 5 p.m. Join us on Facebook. Have your drinks. Let's have a little bit of fun. Kick off the weekend. We're back before that, though, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. We'll see you here. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.